It's the Unhappy Hour.
Broadcasting to you live from the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, California, Los Angeles, to be specific. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TNAM Radio Network and the Unhappy Hour. My name's Brian Engelman. I am your host, as I have been for the past 3.5 years. Thank you so much for sticking around and checking out what we have to offer over here. We've done quite a few shows today. We did our NBA preview show with former NBA scout and current NBA consultant Zach Barris. We just did a show on cryptocurrency from altcoin.net founder and CEO Kevin Ostrowski. And back again, due to all of the critical acclaim, Mr. Greg Moore, in the house, in the hizzy. Yes, he's back. We're talking Browns. It is a winning feeling. It is a festive time to be a Browns fan. Why? Because we won a game. All right, fine. Don't even give me the crap that we beat the Jokeland Raiders, because you know what? Last week we lost to the Jaguars. We're 4-3, okay? We're in position. We're in position this late in the season, and we're in the thick of things. We're one game away from being in front of this division. So it's a good time to be talking Browns. Hell, the Cavs are starting. The Buckeyes are looking okay. I mean, survived a double overtime scare against the Nittany Lions, but it's a really good time to be a Cleveland sports fan. So we'll get to Greg in just a second, but I just want to make sure that you check out our homepage, thenewamericanmedia.com. On the middle right of the page, it has the TNAM radio button. That's where you click to listen live. And before we go live, we always tweet out and we put on Facebook, like we're doing right now. It says, live Cleveland Browns radio show with @GregTime and host @TwistOfNothing. Listen live at www.thenewamericanmedia.com. And then it's /TNAM-radio. You don't need to worry about that. Just click the link. But on our homepage, thenewamericanmedia.com, on the middle right, it also has our Facebook feed. So make sure you're liking our page, or you could do a search for The New American Media. And underneath that is our Twitter feed. We're at American_media_. And finally, please make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/The New American Media. So, without delay, Gregory, welcome back to the program, sir. How you doing this wonderful
I'm
evening?
excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. Pleasure to have you, man. It's always better to have you back. It's always better to do a sports show when the Browns win. So, I mean, what did we win? What did we learn with this win?
We learned that the Browns can play to their competition.
Wow, it
was an ugly win. Defense played good. Running game was terrible. I think we had 30 yards.
It's pretty weak sauce. Yeah.
Weak sauce, yes. That's how I put it. Weak sauce. Yeah, it was just a sloppy win. It was. It felt like it was an old Browns win, like one of those sloppy 6-3 snow Buffalo games that we're so used to watching.
I think I know exactly the game you're talking about.
Yeah, I think I reference that a lot for some reason. I don't know why it sticks with me so much.
Well, because it was petrifying. It was just soul crushing. Now my job is way less soul crushing. Yeah.
Well, I think 2 years ago we beat Seattle 6-3. That knocked us out of the number 1 pick. But anyways, it was just tough to watch. It was one of those old punter versus punter games, and just waiting for that final turnover. It's at least till the fourth quarter we moved the ball a little bit, but
punter versus punter reminds me of that Simpsons episode where they get Bart the putting challenge golf game. Lee Carvello's putting challenge. We recommend putter. You have chosen power drive. And you spin around and aim it at the parking lot. No, but when you have punter versus punter, that's like the only less interesting, less fun game than Lee Carvello's putting challenge that Bart got on The Simpsons, is why I brought that up. But yeah, the Browns last week, that was one of the worst performances I've seen in a very long time. That was just terrible, getting beaten by the Jaguars the way that we did. Once again, I could not... You know, Alex Mack is a lot like a plumber, Greg. when he's in there and he's doing a good job, you don't even notice that he's there. But if that plumber needs to be there fixing something and he doesn't, the whole room backs up with fecal matter. And I'll tell you what, the Browns' backfield is not getting any push at all. They're getting demolished. The play-action passes aren't working because they're not respecting the running game. They're stuffing the box, daring Brian Hoyer to beat him deep. How much of this is on Alex Mack? I feel like I asked you this exact question last week, but now we have example number 2 of it.
Yeah, it's that. I mean, as you said, they're stacking the box. And plus in the NFL, like, you can only run the same plays for so long. I mean, how successful is the Wildcat? Remember, that was good for about 3 or 4 games?
Yeah.
It's they're running the same thing over and over. Run game, run game, run game. And it's really hard to beat somebody deep when you don't really have a deep threat. Like when Josh Gordon was here, I'm sure it'd be a different story. But, I mean, all our receivers are 5'8". So, and then you have Miles Austin, who's got bum hamstrings, and Taylor Gabriel, who's So, yeah, I think it all boils down to the line as usual. So,
yeah, it's like the tale of 2 different teams.
Yeah, I feel like if we played any other team, we would have lost. I think Oakland is far worse than Jacksonville, and I don't want to look ahead to Tampa. We'll do that in a minute, I'm sure. But and if we played any other team, we would have lost because it didn't look good. It was hard to watch, really hard to watch. I mean, I think I'd rather watch a marathon of that new show Blackish than watch this. So
I gotta tell you, as lame as those intros were, the teasers for that, I get like 5 minutes of Blackish at the end of the DVR when I record Modern Family, and what I've seen is very funny.
Oh, really?
It's actually it in the 5 minutes, like, I'm actually at the point now where I've enjoyed watching the first 5 minutes of maybe 2, maybe 3 episodes, and I might have to actually just hit record to watch a full one because it seems pretty funny. But not based on the 30-second trailer. I was like, nah,
I was
I'm
just saying,
good.
yeah, I don't feel like that title or the show relates to our demographic, but hey, you never know.
Yeah.
Neither did in Living Color. We watched that. So.
Let me tell you something. Man, are you getting excited for Dumb and Dumber 2?
I am.
I something about me is really giddy.
I think because us older people, I use that in quotes, can recite the whole first one verbatim. That's probably why. I think newer teenagers now probably have no idea how funny that first movie was. So
I'm excited for it. Almost as excited as Vanilla Ice goes Amish again. And I actually do like that show, but I digress. The Cleveland Browns really do seem like a tale of 2 different teams. The pre-Alex Mack injury and post-Alex Mack. I mean, this team was one of the best in the NFL, the Cleveland Browns were, at running the ball. And that's just been thrown on its head. And it's weird, though. Crowell had so many carries and touches the week before, and they actually even deactivated Terrence West. Mm-hmm. And then this game it was Tate and then West, and Crowell didn't even get a touch. Maybe it was because of all the, those bobbled pitches, the near turnovers and stuff. But really, I don't think it's a Tate West or Crowell thing. I think it's that offensive line. And I mean, are we just setting ourselves up to be disappointed this year, or do you think? Because I asked you this question last week. Do you think we've hit our bottom and we're going to stabilize this line moving forward? I kind of saw a similar performance last week to 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Crowell, I believe, did have 1 touch this week, though. Not to throw off your stat line, but
I'm looking at the stat line. I don't see him even listed on there.
Oh, I thought they said 1 touch on the radio, but
well,
to correct my stat line, then
I want to correct your correction.
Corrected. We have such an easy schedule. It's hard to tell. Like, we have Tampa Bay next week.
Yes, Crowell had 1 touch. You are correct. So now I've corrected myself when you were correcting my correction of you.
Sweet. So I corrected my correction of the correction of corrections. All right, we're good.
And we're good. No, but yeah, we have an
Correct
easy
that.
schedule, and so far we're 1-1 against the 3 easy teams.
Correct. And then we got Tampa next week, and then after that we got Cincinnati on Thursday. And I think it's like But it's easy. I think we only have like 3 or 4 hard opponents left. The Colts we play, Cincinnati twice, I think Baltimore, and that's it. The rest seem like they're winnable games. And I think the last time we were 4-3 was the season of dreams in 2007 with Derek the Answer Anderson. So
and Braylon Butterfingers Edwards.
yeah.
And who else?
Kellen Winslow.
Kellen Papa Wheelie Winslow.
Yeah.
Winslow.
Kellen Tri-C parking lot Winslow.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, the rest of the Browns schedule with Tampa Bay. We got the Buccaneers, then we got the Bengals, then we have the Texans, then the Falcons. That's when Josh Gordon comes back. Man, that's only 4 weeks away and we get Josh Gordon. I hope it's not too late. Buffalo, Indianapolis, Cincy, Carolina, Baltimore.
And the AFC North is tight. I mean, we're tied for first, aren't we? Or second?
Yeah, we're
4-3.
Yeah, we're 1 game out right now.
Right.
Yeah, and it makes me so I don't know. It's really frustrating because I was at that Baltimore Ravens game. I mean, winning until the last play and lost on a freaking field goal after giving up a huge play. Was that to Steve Smith or something? Yeah, but we're sitting there at 4-3. Cincy's leading the division at 4-2-1. The other 2 teams, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, 5-3, 5-3. We're at 4-3. We'll catch up to that when they get their bye.
Right.
We're sitting right there.
And let's just hope Pittsburgh's not on the upswing after that 51 points performance they put up yesterday.
Well, it's a strange league. I mean, who would have thought the Cowboys were going to lose to Colt McCoy today?
McCull versus Whedon.
Can you tell us what tweet you sent out there in case people missed it?
I tweeted out, all follow me at Greg Time. You'll get this for free if you follow me at Greg Time.
Limited time.
Limited time only. I'm going to delete it in 20 minutes. I said Whedon versus McCoy. I'm sure that. Oh, jeez.
Hold on, we'll hit reset. You're Michael. Okay. Yeah. So what was your tweet?
I lost my headphone there. Yeah, I'm sure Mike Holmgren's sitting around in his Tommy Bahama shirt, just laughing at his 2 prize quarterback draft picks.
I'm kind of surprised they're both playing in the NFL. But it is a weird league. We're sitting there on the edge, and if you go to like the expanded standings, or the I guess maybe the playoff standings, let's go to those. You look at the teams in the league, and there we are. We're right there on the outside looking in. We're 4-3. There are teams right now, Indianapolis, San Diego, and Buffalo sitting there at 5-3 that would make the playoffs if it happened today.
Yeah, the thing is, you got to beat those teams. It's weird to say Buffalo and playoffs in the same sentence. But Indianapolis, perennial playoff team. San Diego has been there a couple times. It's just you got to beat those teams. I mean, we beat New Orleans, but they're having a down year. I guess we'll see. I think our next big test is Cincinnati, although we did lose to Jacksonville, which shouldn't have been a test. But I think Cincinnati is going to be. I think that will be the gauge of how this team plays, and if they do play up to their competition, I think we'll find out. I think not this Thursday, but next Thursday. So at Cincinnati, we'll see.
Yeah, they're saying Brian Hoyer was blitzed at the second highest rate of the season. That they're really just sending at least 5 people and just really putting the pressure on.
Yeah, they see weakness. I mean, Alex Mack not there, and I can't even think of who the center was. It Brian McDonald? Does that sound right? Is who they started?
Oh, in place of...
In place of Alex Mack, yeah.
Yeah, great question. Christian Yount is listed there. But yeah, McQuiston has done some stuff. Nick McDonald,
okay.
Yeah, from Grand Valley State, third year in. It's... I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I'm actually kind of weirded out by being kind of happy on a Monday. It's so rare that we get this.
4 times.
4 times, nonetheless, and it's not even Halloween yet.
I know.
I like that. I could get used to this. But without Mac, I am concerned that this team is not as good as they used to be by a significant amount.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree. I mean, we gotta get that running game going, but I think teams are looking for that, and Brian Hoyer doesn't throw the sweetest deep ball, but I feel he's a good game manager. He's won these 4 games when he needs to, so like I said, I think we'll just see here in the future. The only way to tell is what they do on Sundays.
How nice was it watching Dante Whitner make a big play and seeing Joe Hayden maybe play the best game of the season so far?
I think his hip is better.
You think that's what it was? Was
I think
just
he's
injury?
feeling better. Yeah, I think he was hurt from the get-go in the beginning of the season. Just didn't tell anybody. Either that or the defense is starting to gel. But yeah, Dante Whitner, or Hittner, as he calls himself on Twitter.
Yeah, Hittner.
Yeah, he laid a night. That was nice. Just good to see them actually playing decent. And I think Gilbert had a couple breakups as well.
Yeah.
So.
And it's when you pick somebody number 7 overall, you're going to have to play, and you better be making some plays. You know.
And then we got Gibson, who leads the league in interceptions now with 5.
I'd say, isn't that incredible to have a ball hawk like that? I mean,
yeah.
he's kind of. I mean, I guess could we say he's come out of nowhere?
Yeah, I've read or heard some scouting report on him that he is like his speed is just insane. I don't think he's the biggest hitter, but I think he's a ball hawk, and that's what his scouting report came out as. I think his what was it? Maybe his play recognition was his downside. I don't know what college he went to.
Wyoming, 3rd season. Born
okay.
in San Bernardino, California.
Okay.
He likes long walks on the beach. And Phil Collins.
Yes. Cool.
Sweet.
I don't know how to respond to that, but yes.
How could you?
Don't we all love Phil Collins?
Yeah, I just need to throw the mic down on the floor and go, Trouche! Just yell something, and on Phil Collins, and on a high note. No, but so Gibson is in there, and you got Justin Gilbert, the draft pick, and you got Joe Hayden, who just got re-signed, who chose to sign here and become a very highly paid DB, and Hittner coming over. But talk a little bit about the injuries on the defensive line, because this is really starting to pile up at this point. I thought this was going to be by far the strength of this Cleveland Browns team. How can it be the strength when everybody's injured?
Well, that's the thing. They had so many guys to rotate in, and now they're all getting hurt on a weekly basis. And they're just not getting any pressure. I think the only pressure we ever see is from Kruger, who's, I think, is playing amazing this year. He's actually living up to his contract.
Yeah.
They signed him last year. But it's just the defensive line, I mean, it's supposed to be a rotating door, but not for injuries. It's just supposed to be because half these guys can't play more than 2 downs at a time.
Yeah, the 380-pound behemoths.
Yeah.
All right, we got one play out of you. You're done.
But like I've mentioned before, like the defense, the way it's set up, I mean, they blitz in from multiple sides every time, and the defensive line is there to strictly stop the run, and they definitely do not do that. I mean, if they didn't get that fumble on McFadden, it looked like they were going to drive for either a field goal or to take the lead in that 3rd quarter there, especially because McFadden was running all over the place. So, yeah, the defense line's not what it needs to be. Phil Taylor hasn't lived up to what he was supposed to be. Rubin's always hurt. Armani Bryant is.
We have a lot of Bryants these days.
Yeah, Armani Bryant's. Did he even play this week? Like, it's just they're just running through the defensive line. Like, they're not even there to stop the run. So, and teams know that because they're running all over us.
So moving forward, I mean, it was nice seeing Andrew Hawkins get a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, like these little guys that we have, these receivers, these little no-name receivers. Okay, fine, Miles Austin, he's known, but I mean, whatever. It seems like we're getting a hell of a lot out of very little. Or maybe are these guys underappreciated because they're doing an okay job. I mean, all things considered, it's a totally different team, like I said, without Josh Gordon, but. I mean, some of these little guys are doing okay.
Yeah, they're going by the Cleveland Indians playbook, which is a whole bunch of people you don't know doing good.
Yeah, which is a far cry from what I was talking with Zach about the NBA season coming up, and he said that this might be the best offense in the history of the NBA. Like the Cavs team, they're ready to put on the court. When it's all said and done, this has a chance to be the best offense in the history of the NBA. And I said, yeah, remember those Indians seasons, mid to late 90s Indians, when you put out just entire Hall of Fame lineups? I mean, the Kenny Loftons, the Albert Bell, the Manny Ramirez, the Jim Thome, the Sandy Alomar. I mean, go down the list. It was like there wasn't a weak spot on the entire team.
Yeah, they were all batting over 300, I think, except for Omar Vizquel, and he was at like 280. Yeah, that was, I think, 95.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. So no, we have the current Indians ragtag lineup, not the Bombers that we used to. But yeah, I mean, we're getting some good production out of them. Jordan Cameron, I mean, he missed that easy one for the first down, but is there any way Roger Goodell can just let Gordon play now?
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, apparently marijuana is a big deal. I mean, I don't see if it's definitely not performance enhancing, so I don't see what the problem is, but no, probably not, because he didn't do anything. He didn't take ecstasy, so
Yet.
Apparently that's okay to take.
Yet.
Ask Wes Welker and Matt Prater, but yeah, who knows?
Okay. So help me if Josh got, I don't even want to say it out loud, but no. So help me. I don't even want to think if anything. Anyway, no, I'm very much looking forward to the days when Josh Gordon can just get back on the field and start rocking it. And I hope that entire offense would change. And I mean, I don't know how couldn't it if Brandon Whedon could throw to this guy, you know. I mean,
Josh Gordon is just one of those rare talents that I think he could get out of bed and just literally just run all over the field all over everybody. Like, I don't think he needs training camp. He doesn't, like, I'm sure people are worried that he's going to be rusty. I don't think so. I mean, he didn't play for a year in college and then he got drafted. So I think he's just that good. He's just, where he's weak is in his brain and what he needs to be focusing on. That's his problem.
Yeah, would you rather be selling cars, bro, or you want to make a few $1 million catching the rock?
I don't understand it. Like, just don't smoke weed for like 10 years. Make your millions, and then when you're done, go to town. Do all the heroin you want. Who cares? You know? So
to get you over the CTEs and the knee pain and
yeah, take all the painkillers but you make millions, you know. So
yeah, well, I mean, this game. Look, there's not too many amazing, awesome plays. Obviously, the Dante Whitner smash. I mean, that was huge. Gibson again. You know, a little bit of love from Brian Hoyer. You know, once again, he had a pedestrian kind of game. You know, it was what you kind of expect from Hoyer. It wasn't a ton. It wasn't a lot. 19 for 28, 275 yards and a touchdown. No interceptions. Much better than last week. You know, he played like crap last week, and I was calling for Johnny Manziel halfway through the game. I was. At halftime, when they came out flat again, I just would have said, hey, time to go to the bullpen. This guy don't have it today. I don't know what's going on. You know, that's a 111 rating. That's a good rating, and he won the game. So, you know, this can't be pinned on Hoyer. That running game needs to step it up, absolutely. But, you know, aside from a few big plays, there's not too much to get into on this victory versus a winless Oakland team. So let's look forward then. Let's look at Tampa Bay. I mean, that's a team that's been underperforming, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they were supposed to have a magnificent offense. They have 3 receivers that are 6'5", I think, and over. Mike Evans, the rookie, Vincent Jackson, and their tight end, Ostafarian Jenkins, I think his name is. And then they were supposed to have Josh McCown, who had an amazing year in Chicago when Cutler was hurt. But yeah, they've been underperforming, and they just find ways to shoot themselves in the foot. Yeah, especially like 2 weeks ago when they lost to Baltimore. I think Joe Flacco had 5 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, and they've lost two overtime games already to Minnesota, and then 3 weeks ago to New Orleans. I drafted Doug Martin on my fantasy team because he did so good when he was a rookie, and he's not getting anything done back there. Total waste of a draft pick. Don't get me wrong, but jeez, he's killing me.
The muscle hamster. That's his name.
Yeah. Well, incredibly disappointing thus far, but regardless, it's a 1-6 Tampa Bay team coming, to play us at home again. I really got the feeling that the home field advantage there is making a difference. You can see it when their delay of game or a false start. They just generally, it just seems louder. I think those scoreboards, and I still have to track this story down, but I think the new scoreboards, the video boards, are reflecting the noise back down onto the field. So the louder we get, the more it's amplifying it right back onto the other team.
I think that's actually a thing. Like I believe I saw an article about how those new scoreboards are holding more of the sound in, or have changed the acoustics of that stadium. And plus it helps. There's people there. Usually the Browns are 1-6 right now, and people are just like, I don't want to go to the game. And it's a place to show your support for the Browns. I mean, obviously it's their home stadium, but people are actually going to the games rather than staying home and watching it. It's exciting to go there because you feel like they're going to win. Whereas in previous years, you're like, oh, hey, you want this Browns ticket? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Yeah. We're 0-6 or 1-6 or something. So.
Yeah, no. For a few years there, I made it a point to make sure that I was going to the games on the season opener. I don't know how many seasons I got in a row, but yeah, hope springs eternal.
Yeah, I mean, how many blowouts on the losing end have you been to? I think I've been to 2 or 3.
Oh Lord, yeah. Oh jeez, yeah. I've seen some last second. I've seen. The Jokeland Raiders beat us in Jokeland several years ago on a last-second field goal. We kicked it and we won with Phil Dawson, but then there was a penalty. It was like holding. We had to re-kick it and it was blocked. It was like, you have got to be you just like, you can't even articulate your frustration. And then, of course, the Baltimore Ravens beating us on a field goal in the last second as well. But is there any reason to think that we can't take care of business against Tampa Bay, a 1-6 team, at home, coming off of this hard-fought win where maybe we were supposed to have it a little easier and we didn't? Like, I just get the feeling that this Browns team is going to be really. I have the strong feeling that the coaching staff is going to be really difficult and persistent on this team this week. I think they're going to push them real hard because this is a weird stretch. Like you said, they're playing down to the level of their competition, and they need to crack through this, get their running game back, and really not let these games go so far. The longer it takes to put an opponent out, the longer it takes for a knockout punch, that's when the bad stuff starts happening. That's when Dwayne Rudd throws his helmet. That's when bottles come down in Jacksonville, and that's when Art Modell just takes the team and says, "That's it. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. This is ridiculous, you guys."
The reason they don't give you caps in your plastic bottles at any sporting event anymore. You're welcome. That's because of Cleveland.
Yeah, I was actually at Woodstock and I got hit with a thrown bottle of Sprite. I think it was during the who was it? Offspring.
Oh wow!
During the Offspring, it was like 600,000 people in Rome, New York, in '99. Yeah, and somebody launched a Sprite, and it was one of those where, like, because it was only half full, it was like the centrifugal force. It like gave it that whoosh, 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 like it spins almost even faster because it's half full. Oh yeah, I got cracked with that thing. That kind of hurt. But yeah,
you have been the same since.
Yeah. No
more clear soda or pop for you.
That's it. Mm-hmm. I still have flashbacks. Yeah, but you're welcome, world. That's why you don't get your caps anymore. No, but I mean, Greg.
Love Cleveland.
Are we sincerely? You're a mistake by the lake. Are we gonna have any problems with Tampa Bay this week, or do we need to be worried?
No, we shouldn't, unless they're gonna look ahead to their rival Cincinnati the next week. I mean, it's just like every team. There's certain places where Tampa is better than us. I mean, they have a really good defensive line, or at least Gerald McCoy, who they signed to that massive contract this week. I think it was over $100 million.
Yeah, like $1 per pound or
Yeah,
something. I don't know.
Yeah, they pay. Yeah, they pay by the pound down in Tampa. But I mean, other than that, I could see our cornerbacks having problems with the height of their wide receivers. I know Joe Hayden had a really hard time with Brandon Marshall last year because he just towers over him. But Vincent Jackson might give him some troubles. But I mean, it's Mike Glennon.
I wasn't seeing enough of a pass rush on Carr.
Yeah.
You know, he got hit a couple of times, but it just seemed like we should have been getting in there a little faster. We should have been putting more pressure on that rookie quarterback. Did you get that vibe too?
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe every game. I think the only person we put a lot of pressure on was Roethlisberger, and he made a lot of mistakes too. I mean, it's just I think Oakland beat themselves, and Tampa's been doing a lot of that this year as well. So let's hope they continue to do it, and maybe. I don't know. Maybe the defense coordinator can work something out where we get some pressure here. Like I said, the only people I really see in there is Kruger, as getting a lot of pressure. So, because the defensive line is just always hurt.
And what was it? Mingo came up with a recovery, right? Didn't he get one? You know,
I believe so.
That defense is supposed to be the strength of this team. That's. You know, you don't bring in Mike Pettin for his offensive prowess. You know,
that's true.
You bring him in for the defense, and that's supposed to be the strength. And I just really hope we can get that offensive line thing figured out. I mean, it's never a good time to lose a Pro Bowler like Alex Mack, but if you're going to, it might as well be during a stretch with, like, you know, teams have a combined 1 win, 2 wins now between 3 teams. Yeah. Like, this is the time to get things right, and then. Yeah, I mean, Cincinnati, they're so far up and down. They're very beatable as well. You know, I mean, our division is the best division in football. Mark it. Just mark it down. I mean, there's nobody under 500.
Like you said, football's week to week. I mean, who knew Pittsburgh was going to destroy Indianapolis like that? So, as they say, any given Sunday. So,
yeah, Pittsburgh destroyed Indianapolis, and then Pittsburgh lost to the only that's the only win that Tampa Bay has. And then we lose to a winless Jacksonville team. So, I mean... Go figure. And then since he has a tie. Who the heck ties? No, what is this, soccer?
Yeah, exactly. Hockey? Oh, wait, they don't even do that anymore.
This is not world football. This is American football. We don't tie here.
USA. Oh, sorry. I'm going to start that chant.
No, man. So, all right, predictions. Let's get the score.
I'm going to go low scoring. I'm going to go Cleveland 17, Tampa Bay 10.
Okay, so Greg goes... Cleveland 17, Tampa Bay 10. I am going to go 3 touchdown. No, let's go high scoring. I see a different team coming out. I see a change in what Shanahan's doing because the running game isn't working. He's going to use the pass to open up the run. I'm going to say 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals. Let's see, what's the math on that? That would make it 31. That would make it 34. Let's go 34 to 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I can live with that.
Yeah, 34-13, and we'll see how it all plays out. And God, tell me, in a phrase, are you getting excited for Josh Gordon? Like, are you? It's on the horizon. You can kind of see it now. He's coming back.
I'm excited,
dude.
And we just use him in every aspect of the game like we did last year.
Yeah, the end around and everything.
Yeah, wherever you want to put him. He might be punting for us. Who knows?
Hey, might as well.
There's a lot of punt talk in the show today.
Yeah. It's Lee Carvello's punting challenge featuring Josh Gordon. I got a second, man. I'll do this. Anyway, okay, Greg. Until next time.
Yes. Make sure follow me on Greg. Follow me on Twitter at GregTime. Don't follow me on GregTime at Twitter. That doesn't make any sense. Yep. And you get all my really, really great Bahama shirt quips or whatever.
Greg,
Bahama.
Sounds like a plan. We'll talk to you soon.
On the East Coast. I apologize.
Yes, you get some sleep. Go Browns.
All right. Go Browns. Talk to you soon.
Peace.